Welcome home!
We're back
What are they? It's like a glove for your foot.
to show the nation how to spend savvy.
Wow. You've got 5 pairs of the same type, £700.
Yeah.
Bang.
It's another handbag.
No!
We challenging families to try money-saving alternatives.
What is this?
And giving the great British public
Quick nabber.
their say.
About 75 quid.
Get out. You don't shop well for less.
I'm Steph McGovern.
Do you want to know how much you could save?
And I'm Alex Jones.
I'm aware that our elbows are touching.
And we want to show you
This is what it looks like. No.
how to shop well for less.
That was a real eye-opener.
That is phenomenal.
Done.
Bingo. Receipts. It's over £1,000, Dad.
This week, a family obsessed with high-end brands
Wow, that is rammed.
see mindless shopping rack up a mind-blowing bill.
That is the highest wardrobe figure we've ever had.
But can our swap experiment
Oh, my word.
oh no! Charlie, look! Convince these label lovers to dump their designer brands?
Can't put a price on looking fresh.
You can, and it's too much. Yeah.
Oh, that looks good.
We're in Manchester with a family who strike hard when it comes to spending.
We're the Hurst family.
Jen, 43, and Tom, 42, met at university over 20 years ago.
I can remember she was very stylish.
There definitely was that moment, that connection.
And they have 2 children, Scarlett, 8, and Charlie, 3.
Where's Charlie gone?
We call it Team Hurst.
And there's one activity in particular Team Hurst excels at:
Books. Deal of the day, look.
shopping.
Do you like those trainers?
They're like every other pair you've already got. Tom loves to shop.
My mum says that sometimes that my dad dresses like a teenager.
I like a lot of loud, busy clothes. These are probably some of my favourite pieces at the moment.
As a sales manager in the drinks industry,
Dave, how's it going, brother? How are you?
image for Tom is important.
Part of the job is to go out, promote the drinks brands, be a bit of a brand yourself to a certain extent.
But Tom isn't the only one who believes you need to spend big to make a big impression.
I tend to buy a new dress for every conference that I go to, just so you feel good when you get on the stage.
Jen's a healthcare sales executive, and whether it's a dress or a suit, it's designer.
I suppose it is a bit of a statement, isn't it? It'll look good because it costs quite a lot of money. I'm not against wearing the high street, but my experience is that it just doesn't last as long.
It's not just their clothes Jen and Tom throw money at.
We've just been to the supermarket. Just as we went in, there was the latest kids superhero costume, £25 just for basically a set of pyjamas with a mask.
And the fad buys don't stop at Charlie.
So the unicorn on the front is scented and this keyring is scented. And I've got a few more keyrings that are scented too.
There's one stationery shop that Scarlett and all her friends are obsessed with.
You went and spent over £100 on your first trip, and I came out spending, a similar sort of amount again.
Chocolate brownie. Can we get sprinkles on?
You can get whatever you would like on it, my darling.
Any time Jen and Tom spend with the kids is treat time.
It is guilt shopping for me. If I've worked very, very long hours, up to 100 hours that week, it's my time for them to make them happy.
Yeah, you can add that one on.
Jen and Tom work long hours for their money, but even after working 7 days a week sometimes, they've little to show for it.
Or we don't have any savings whatsoever.
Whatever money we've tended to earn in the past tends to be the spend target.
But losing loved ones has made Jen and Tom rethink how much they work.
On my wedding picture, actually, which we were looking at recently, I think we've lost 8 people in 10 years. Cancer gone in 3 months, cancer gone in 5 months, cancer gone in 6 months. You couldn't plan for this. I think it teaches you that, life's not forever. It's all about just having great memories, great experiences, everyone being happy. 3, 2, 1, go!
Go!
I think, the rate that we were working at, certainly, there wasn't that synchrony at home.
So to spend more quality time with Scarlett and Charlie, both Jen and Tom have cut their hours. But trying to save money at the same time as working less is proving impossible.
We've reduced the income coming into the house, but we haven't reduced the spending that's going out. We're kind of spending at the same sort of levels as we were before.
We get paid around the same time. We're lucky if our money lasts a couple of weeks.
We're at that stage now in life where we want to change some of our priorities and we really need some help to start saving some money so we can achieve that.
So we've arrived in Manchester.
Here we are.
And whilst Team Hurst are out, we're in their house to find evidence of their overspending.
Oh, it's nice and warm in here.
And it doesn't take long.
Whoa!
Wow, that is rammed.
Do you really need that many pairs and there's only minor difference? Oh, God, they go on forever.
They like carpet trainers. It's like wearing a rug.
But Tom's trunk of trainers isn't his only treasure trove.
Wow! Oh, man, look at that wardrobe.
Talk me through now then. Talk me through this.
I love it. He's proper wacky, isn't he? Look at all these caps as well.
Thanks.
These are worth a fortune, these.
These are.
They're the ones where you have to keep the label on to be cool. You know,
What do you mean?
Well, it's like the brand, you know, in with the cool kids.
What, you have to keep the sticker on?
Yeah, you do. He's properly bothered about brand and label.
Yeah.
Look at that. This man is a man who likes to flash his cash.
And turns out he's not the only one.
Oh, look at that straight away.
Hugo Boss.
Another, that's Armani, isn't it?
Savile Row. Expensive.
Oh, look, bingo. Receipts. Oh, 720 quid in one shop.
Oh, that's excessive.
It is really excessive.
Mr. Hugo Boss has done well out of this couple. £517.
And if you look, that is only like a week apart.
Yeah, it is.
It's over £1,000.
Well, hang on. And this is another recent one, look.
That's a toy shop,
For a
isn't
toy
it?
shop. £141.
They spend big, don't they, when they go out? This family needs help.
They do.
We want Tom and Jen to confront the true scale of their shopping habits, so we're resorting to shock tactics by setting up a pop-up shop in their house of all their biggest spends.
Honestly, look at this, and it's all the next day delivery stuff, isn't it?
It's like they've got to have everything. No!
Jen and Tom have no idea we're at their house or that we've calculated how much their branded buys have cost them. But they're about to find out.
Hello! Oh, how are you both? Hi, Jen. Shopping bags, interesting.
That was a massive shock.
We definitely weren't expecting that.
No.
Well, we've got even more shocks in store. Time this label-loving couple came face to face with their spendthrift ways.
Oh my gosh. Oh my word.
It's your own personal shop, look.
Today we were looking at those again, weren't we?
What more are those trainers?
I've been calling them carpet trainers.
So if it's not trainers in those shopping bags, what is in there?
What's been going on?
Come on, get them out.
I did buy 2 pairs of shoes today.
Well, how much were these?
I think, actually, yeah.
You didn't actually know, did you, when you...
You don't know how much you paid for them?
No.
What, didn't you check the price before you paid?
No. No, I know approximately. I know they're less than £300.
Per pair?
Let's have a look at the receipt. See? 265.
And you've just bought 2 pairs.
Yeah, the other pair...
Not far off 600 quid.
Yeah, I know, but the other pair are for work. And they said they were going to phase out that heel height.
They're going to phase out the heel height. I mean, we all better get down there now.
When it comes to Jen's expensive tastes, the boots are just the start.
We had a good little rifle through your wardrobe, Jen. We were shocked, weren't we, by how many labels.
Really?
You know, usually you see a lot of kind of high street.
Yeah, I think brand means good quality.
But with Jen, it's quality and quantity.
How many pairs of jeans do you think you have, Jen?
Just had a clear out, actually, so I can't...
Well, even with a clear out, we counted over 20 pairs.
But they're just a regular staple, aren't they?
Yeah, regular staple worth over £2,000.
And Jen's been known to pay over £110 a pair. The average cost of women's jeans in the UK is around 35 quid.
So, Jen, how many dresses do you think you have?
I'd say about 15 dresses. Is that about right?
No, it's 27.
Have I got 27 dresses upstairs? Oh, my word.
And they're worth over £3,000.
But some of my dresses are, I think, under £100.
I think she wants us to be impressed by that.
Yeah, it'd be better if they're £20.
I literally don't think you can get a dress for £20.
Oh, you can. How much, Jen, do you think your total is for clothes?
I would say about £12,000.
14,500.
I am a bit mortified by it when it's like spelt out to you like that. I've got some horrendous habits. It really is a bit of a shock.
But Jen's not the only Hurst with a high-priced shopping habit.
Trainers.
Yes.
Oh, Tom.
There's more than that as well. Where's the rest?
Yeah, this is just selection because, quite frankly, we were knackered after carrying all these in.
He likes them when hardly anyone's got them. He likes them
This
to
is
be
true.
rare. And the minute he sees someone with another pair, that's it. He won't wear them again.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
So Tom doesn't even wear most of these trainers.
How much do you think your trainer collection is worth?
Definitely over £2,000, I would say.
Yeah, definitely over that.
Definitely.
It's £3,500 worth.
You've got 5 pairs of the same type, £700.
Yeah.
Bang, there.
Yeah, but all different colourways.
You sound dead proud of it, but that's a lot of money.
Can't put a price on looking fresh.
The point is...
You can, and it's too much.
Yeah.
Just like Tom's collection of 16 caps costing £400.
No.
Yes!
And 2 are exactly the same.
How many heads do you have?
But does Tom have any clue of the value of his label-heavy clobber?
So, in total,
Yeah.
what do you think your wardrobe, just your wardrobe, is worth, Tom?
That's about £5,000, isn't it?
I think times it by 4, just shy of 20 grand. It's £19,500.
That is the highest wardrobe figure we've ever had.
Yeah.
Well
Is it?
done.
Amazing. Do I get a badge?
Get us taking your wallet away.
That's pretty shocking.
And we haven't finished yet.
You order, on average, 34 times a month.
Yeah.
Go.
That's more than days.
For me, it's all about convenience. One thing that Scarlett does is that she'll order on it for me. And
What? Your 8-year-old?
Then I've just got to either do a fingerprint recognition or she'll just swipe it, so it's all done.
How much do you think is costing you then per month?
I think they're all low-value items, so I would say probably about £100 a month.
It's actually 4.
And spending on their kids doesn't stop with Scarlett's online swipes.
In total, your book collection for the children is worth £2,200.
It's a brilliant habit to get them into, and children reading, of course, is really important. But have you ever used a library?
No.
Or even charity shops?
I would feel bad about buying something in a charity shop because I'm taking something from someone who needed it more.
No, but you're giving money to charity.
Yeah.
They
You
only
know.
work if people who can afford the stuff buy the
it.
stuff.
Question is, do Jen and Tom have any idea what their biggest spends have cost them?
Yeah, it must be between 30 and 40,000.
It's £45,000 just for those areas that we've looked at.
All those things, more or less, were purchased in the last 24 months.
Yes.
So that's even more scary.
You know, to me, we could overpay on the mortgage and then, or put some in savings, and that way, you know, we're looking after ourselves for the future.
So do you feel like things are out of control? Is
Yeah.
that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it'd be good to, you know, change that.
Good, that is the right attitude.
Yeah, they're a big project, but I think we've got it.
The biggest one yet.
That was a little bit of a surprise.
There was some big figures in there. When you hold up that mirror, if you like, to what you're spending, it is sort of quite shocking.
It most certainly is. So Steph and I need to get our heads together.
I can't believe it. What a shocker.
I know. The thing is, they are so obsessed with brands. I mean, I know they've got these jobs that are public-facing and they think, you know, they have to look the part.
I know, I think we really need to show them that you don't have to spend loads of money in order to look like you can do your job properly.
Yeah, I mean, look at us.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? They're clearly such busy people.
Yeah.
There's obviously a bit of guilt shopping going on.
Well, that's the thing, and I think a lot of parents do it. But, I mean, children don't want stuff. They want time, don't they? So what we're going to do then? What's the plan?
I think it's got to be about clever swaps because they really know their brands. And do you know what? I think they need some limits. We need to, like, really look at budgeting. Yeah. It's going to be hard, though.
Tom especially, he's quite blasé about it, sort of takes the mick a bit. You know, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. I think they're our biggest challenge to date, actually.
So whilst the family were out, we went in with tape and banned their high-end brands.
Oh no! Charlie, look! There's tape on it!
That's Daddy's trainer's box.
Barring 2 pairs, we've forbidden all of Tom's fancy footwear.
And that's not all.
Oh my word, what does that mean?
What's this?
I don't know.
We've decided to get mega tough on the family's one-click habit.
No online shopping.
What are we going to do?
But we haven't just enforced bans on these big spenders.
Oh dear. My lovely hat collection.
Oh my gosh. Your enormous wardrobe has disappeared. Oh look, and my stuff.
We've given the family a ton of swaps
Oh my word.
to try in their place.
Oh, I hope that's your cap.
But everything's debranded, so these label lovers have no idea where anything's from.
Actually though, how different is that from your normal cap?
It's so different.
If it had a sticker on it, you would be like, yeah, cool, down with the kids.
All of our swaps are cheaper, so our experiment should help us all shop smarter.
Oh, what's in here?
But testing blind, will the high-end Hursts be able to tell any difference?
Right. Well, you know what? No, I normally wear.
Yep, a designer brand costing around £40 a bottle.
That smells like what I normally wear, I would say.
Well, as brand fans, you'd know, wouldn't you?
That smells exactly the same.
Just isn't it?
Got ya, because this is a £4 budget supermarket scent, around 90% cheaper than the aftershave Jen and Tom think they're sniffing.
Some swaps, though, are obvious.
Oh no!
I actually quite like that bag.
You like it?
Yeah.
Brilliant, as unbranded it cost just £8. Scarlett's trendy rucksack was nearly 35.
And then what, should we give that one back to the shop? Yeah! Oh.
And if Tom thought that hurt, Jen's made a discovery.
Some trainers. I think these are yours, Tom, because they're size 10. So, what do you think?
I mean, I've got to say, stylistically, they are quite possibly my worst nightmare. Hopefully, it'll be really dark when I go running in the morning, so no one will be able to see.
Convincing Tom to switch from high-end to high street is not going to be easy.
I am mortified you're going to make me wear those trainers. You know, that's like all street cred points straight down the Swanee.
I know, but it's your imaginary street cred.
And on that note, let the swap experiment commence.
Morning in Manchester, and Tom's getting ready for his run.
Oh, I actually feel a little bit sick.
Ah, come on, Tom, they're not that bad and could save you over £80.
They are so bad.
In fact, we've swapped all of Tom's high-end running gear for cheaper sportswear, which could save him over £200. But will it give Tom's usual costly kit a run for its money?
Jacket's really cool. Really like the joggers. They're really comfortable, lightweight.
Wow, 2 ticks from Tom so far, but will he be prepared to swap sneakers?
The $64 million question, the trainers, they are a bit old man shoe.
So it's a no to our cheaper runners.
Tom isn't alone when it comes to paying top whack on his wardrobe. 40% of Brits think stylish sunglasses make them feel fashionable, with nearly 1 in 10 men ready to spend up to £100 a pair. But take away the brand, and do we have a clue what's pricey and what's not?
We've hit a busy shopping centre to ask you, the great British public.
The more you spend, the more quality you get. That's the truth.
They're not very dark.
These ones feel quite nice.
The similar style shades being scrutinised today range from a £10 high street own brand to a designer pair costing nearly £130.
None of them really jump out as being hugely different to the others.
To be honest, they all look exactly the same.
But if these shoppers had to pick which pair cost the most, which would it be?
That is expensive. This is one.
The matte feel of them feels more expensive than the plastic.
These ones are the most expensive, just down to the material and the style of the glasses, quite like the thin rim.
We're going for these the most expensive.
Interesting. Now, what about the cheapest?
They feel a little bit cheap.
I think it's the silver thing that makes it look a bit cheaper.
These look a bit cheap.
But at £127, they're actually the priciest pair by a top-selling brand.
They're the most expensive.
That's thrown me off completely.
What?
That's ridiculous.
I would have paid that if I saw Ray-Ban on it, but that's made me change my mind now.
So there you have it. Take the names off the frames, and picking out the priciest isn't as easy as you think.
It's shocking how much not having a label on something completely changes the look of it.
Yeah.
Maybe try a few more pairs before I buy them next time.
Back in Manchester, we're helping the high-end Hursts save cash.
What do pigs do, Charlie?
Usually for Team Hurst, family time costs a fortune.
Pigs and cows are my favourite animals.
But not today, as this local animal centre is free.
Practice ball.
Replace their pricey trips to the flicks for free fun like this, and they could bank around £750 a year. But would they swap?
I think it will be okay instead of going to the cinema to come here.
It was enjoyable, wasn't it?
Good. Coming out, getting some fresh air with all the family together and not costing any money. Definite win.
Yeah.
Excellent.
With Jen and Tom working less to spend more time with their kids, they really need to stop their extravagant spending. So I'm back to have a chat about their high-end shopping habits.
So we've identified that you have sort of two significant spending habits. The first one is this habit of spending on the children. And then the other area of spending, especially you, Tom, having the right brands, looking a certain way. Would you agree with that?
Don't know what you mean.
Come on, Tom, you know.
100% would agree with that, yeah, definitely.
OK, yeah. So when did that start?
So we actually met at university, so we had absolutely nothing, didn't we? And then we moved to London, and all of a sudden we were earning quite good money. And I guess I was surrounded by wealth.
Everyone who you're working with would have the nice watches and the suits.
We were drinking in high-end bars, weren't we?
We kind of got a taste for the high life.
But you've been through a lot of changes, haven't you? Moved up north, had children. You know, it seems to us that although your lifestyle has changed, maybe your spending habits haven't.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So what I want to know is why change now?
Lost my mum earlier on in this year, and that kind of really, I'm not sure if I've really processed that yet, to be fair, but makes you assess your lifestyle.
I lost my sister-in-law as well about 18 months before that, and she was only 44.
Wow. That must have had an impact on you as a family.
After that happened, Scarlett developed a real sense of anxiety that I was going to be next. All of a sudden, she saw her cousins without a mum. And so it made me think I need to make sure that all my cards are in order so the children are well looked after financially and they need us emotionally. We want to have a better quality of time with our children. We can't keep working 100 hours a week to like fund a lifestyle where we're spending so much money. It's just a mindless shop.
You've hit the nail on the head. It's mindless.
It is mindless.
Shopping.
Yeah.
And so what we need to do is encourage mindful shopping. I think that is something we can work on.
Absolutely spot on, yeah.
In our experiment, we want to show Team Hurst that the best things don't always have to cost the most. So we've lined up a super saving swap for Charlie, Scarlett and Dad.
Should we see what's in there then? It's like superhero things.
That's right, we've put together a DIY dress-up kit.
Normally buy dress-up stuff for the kids fairly regularly, so it can mount up to quite a lot of money quite quickly.
At £25 a costume, Tom's not kidding.
But fancy dress doesn't have to cost a fortune.
Wow!
Wow, Super Charlie Iron Man.
And we reckon the kids may have more fun making some.
Charlie, I got a cake.
Do this in the future and the family could easily save over £100 a year. So what's the verdict?
It's better than just going out to buy stuff from a shop because you spend more time with your family and I think it's more fun.
The fact that the kids are having more fun sitting down and making the outfit than the outfit itself is what it's all about. 100% swap.
The kids' swap's gone down a storm. But when it comes to his wardrobe, can we change fashion fan Tom's opinion that designer always means best?
Normally expect to pay about £30 to £40 for a cap. I would say that's probably not a £30 or £40 cap.
No, Tom, this label-free cap costs less than £7. But Tom's not just missing the brand from his bonce.
The bomber jacket that I've normally got is kind of the jacket that pilots wear. In my mind, when I've got a bomber jacket on, I'm looking like sort of Kanye West or sort of Tom Cruise. And then to Jen, she's thinking I'm looking more like kind of Max and Paddy. So, yeah, just trying to decide whether this one's movie star pilot or nightclub bouncer.
Tom blows a fortune on 4 bombers a year, so ditching his beloved brand could save him over £300 a year. So what's the verdict?
If your name's not down, you're not coming in, bruv.
Turning away our jacketing cap means we need to get tough with Tom.
So this time, we're going in together.
Because with his the highest spend on clothes we've ever seen.
Hello! How are you? This family can only save money under our watch if Tom stops his expensive tastes.
Park yourself here.
This looks exciting.
Oh, you are going to love this.
It involves watches.
Yay!
Yay! That's like your favourite thing, isn't it?
I'm partial to a watch.
So partial that Tom's current designer watch cost over £3,000.
It's a bit of a status symbol, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit. I mean, you know, I haven't said it for the right time.
What? Hang on. So you've spent thousands on a watch?
Yeah.
But you don't look at it to tell the time?
No, you got that on your phone, haven't you?
Oh. Oh.
So it is literally a bracelet for you, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a bangle. It's an expensive bangle.
Yeah.
But turns out, not expensive enough.
So you had plans to upgrade your expensive watch?
Yes.
Around what sort of price?
I think they're about 8,000.
Just seems so excessive.
Do you think?
Yes.
Kind of got my heart saying it's the one that James Bond has. That must be cool, right?
Yeah, but you know he's not real.
The reality is Tom's cut his hours to spend more time at home, and less work means less money.
So we've brought along 3 designer watches, ranging from £179 to £445.
To show Tom he can still have a stylish watch without spending thousands of pounds.
So
First impressions then, Tom?
Yeah, I'm not feeling the watch love immediately.
Really?
It's not jumping out of me.
let's have a look at this one. So what does that watch say to you? What's the problem with it? Why are you being so dismissive?
Yeah, it's not that piece of jewellery, is it? From my point of view.
Because it doesn't say on it, I've spent £8,000.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Let's move down the line. What about this one? I think that's quite a nice watch.
Yeah.
You hate it. He hates it, Steph.
Yeah,
he hates
you do.
it.
Feeling it.
We knew that you were going to be a tricky customer. So we haven't gone cheapo cheap.
Oh, really?
No.
So this one is £445.
Ouch.
Because some people would look at that and think that is a very, very nice watch.
Yeah, it's really, no, it's not blingy enough.
Not for you.
But you've got to be really careful there, you know, Tom, because you don't want to have an £8,000 watch in your arm but be working all the time and then never getting to, like, hang out with your wife, your kids.
Yeah.
Is it a watch or is it memories with your kids?
Yeah.
Our watches may not have wowed, but hopefully they've made Tom realise he needs to budget if he wants a better work-life balance.
Only time will tell.
To prove it is possible to have nice things and spend time together,
Come on, Charlie, let's go in.
with our internet shopping ban in place, we've sent Scarlett, Charlie and Jen to a charity shop.
I've never been to a charity bookshop before.
It's hard to choose.
It is hard to choose.
The Hursts often buy or pre-order their brand new books online.
Scarlett, there's so many here we haven't got.
But doing this instead of clicking on their sofa means they're getting books for a fraction of the cost and spending quality time together.
Look, this one's about monsters.
Oh, there's a book about a fairy and it's called My Name.
Oh, Scarlett, that'll be nice, won't it? The books look like they've hardly been used. They're in really good condition.
I think we've got enough books.
I think we probably have, haven't we? This just shows how much I can buy in one go.
Jen and the kids have picked 7 books. So what's the damage?
The total is £16.48.
That's really good, isn't it?
Really good, as this would usually cost Jen over £45.
Look how much reading material we've got there.
Buy their books from a charity shop every month and the Hursts could save around £350 a year.
OK, thank you very much, Sam. Bye now. Bye. You enjoy it?
Yay!
I can't see me ever buying books the standard way now. It's just a neat, really easy way to save money.
Brilliant. But when it comes to second-hand, we've not stopped at books. We've swapped Jen's £100 cashmere jumper for a pre-owned one from an auction website.
It feels really nice. It feels like cashmere should.
Except with postage, it only costs £23, saving over £75.
Only concern I've got potentially is the length of the jumper because it may be a little bit too cropped for me.
Jen uses her 5-foot 11-inch frame as the main reason for buying pricey high-end clothes.
The issue always is and always has been is the length of my legs, and they're not accommodated for on the high street.
Well, these high street jeans are a tall fit and could save Jen up to £70 a pair.
Now they are going to be too short, I can tell already.
And it's not just the leg length Jen's unconvinced by.
But these look like they're super high-waisted. I mean, who's got a bottom that long?
Well, Jen, you're about to find out.
And I'm actually really surprised about the jeans. They fit well and they're nice and high, so you don't have to worry about bending over in public and showing your bottom to the world.
Well, that's a relief, because compared to what Jen can spend on a jean and jumper combo, ours is 70% cheaper, saving over £250. But is Jen prepared to swap high-end for high street and second-hand?
I think the outfit's nice, actually. I think it's quite similar to my usual look. I think I would say it's all a swap.
Fantastic.
With Jen loving our cheaper swaps, I've decided to make it my mission to convince brand snob Tom that paying the most doesn't always mean you've bought the best. So, I've come up with a juicy plan.
Now then, Tom, tell me about your relationship with juicers. Are you quite faddy when it comes to, you know, these types of machines?
Yeah, I'm very much like to join in on all the trends and hipster stuff, all that kind of thing, so I'm a sucker for all of that.
Tom's not alone. Supermarket sales of juicers and blenders went up by 49% in 1 year as a juicing trend swept the UK. But do you have to go bananas on a pricey brand to get a good juicer?
So we've got 4 juicers here. What are your first impressions?
This one draws my eye. It kind of looks professional. That one looks like it might be a bit plasticky and not quite as robust.
Well, to put Tom's instinct to the test, we're going to juice 1 apple in each blender.
Every apple is 133 grams. And finding 4 apples of the same weight, I can tell you, is not easy.
No.
We're going to see how much juice each juicer produces. We're going to see how much noise it makes, how much mess is left, and then we will re-evaluate and see which is our favourite.
Perfect.
OK?
Right, let's juice.
First, Tom's favourite by a premium brand, which is second priciest in today's test.
Go.
Let's do this. Oh, yeah. Frothy.
Let's have a look.
I think it's a decent amount of juice. This is the downside of a juicer for me.
Let's just have a look in there.
Okay, let's have a look.
Open it up. So for the juice that we've just produced, is it good enough to balance it with the cleaning operation that needs to go on?
I'm not sure. There's quite a lot of different separate components to clean out.
Next, the cheapest and a supermarket-owned brand.
So,
wedge it in. There you are.
There we go. Oh, not as easy as the other one. There's actually a bit of pressure needed. Noisy, and again, there's quite a few parts and lots of faffing about after you've had your lovely tasty juice.
Now for the machine Tom thought wasn't quite as robust by a well-known brand.
Okay. I like it. Good juice, I'd say that's probably the best.
Good juice. Right, let's get in there.
For me, that is really easy to clean, so for me, I would prefer that.
We are most pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Last up, by a leading brand, the most expensive product in our juice-off.
Oh, here we go. So, again, that ate the fruit really well.
I don't think there's as much juice in there
No,
as the others.
I don't think there's as much. Lots of bits. Oh, look at that. So, 10 minutes of scrubbing to get rid of all that. Not impressed.
No.
Tom's ranking the juices from 1...
Really impressed with that. I think that's excellent.
...down to 4.
Just for faff factor, that's the worst one for me.
Now to reveal to high brand buff Tom what they cost.
Da, 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 da. So, you put this one at number 1.
Yes.
Okay. This one is, in fact, the second cheapest, £75.
Okay.
This one. And then this one in 4th place. Well, it is, in fact, the most expensive of the lot. It is! A penny short of £180.
That's a stinger.
What lessons have we learned here, Tom?
Not to judge a book by its cover. This was the one immediately that kind of got discounted, and the fact that it's, less than half price is incredible.
The little underdog came through.
Yeah, big fan of this. I think it's excellent.
Now we just need Tom to apply the same principle to his high-end clothing habit.
Because we don't think that you need to spend more on an expensive brand to look stylish. So to test our theory on a current men's trend, we've selected 4 similar-looking jackets at 4 very different prices. And want these shoppers to guess which is the most expensive.
Well, I quite like the softness of that one.
But first, what are they looking for?
So when I'm buying a jacket, it's got to be fitted properly.
Something that looks quite stylish.
I prefer mine slim fitting, so that it, accentuates and makes you look better than you really are.
So in our blind test, will it be the high street, supermarket, online retailer or designer brand that these shoppers think is the most expensive?
I'm going to say this is the most expensive, definitely.
For look, that's the nicest design, I would say. Me personally, if I was wearing something like this for work, it'd probably be this one. That one's a bit too flashy, like, I'm a creative.
I'd have to say the green one, most expensive.
I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to go with the green.
Both of us love that one.
Definitely.
As the most expensive.
Yes, I agree.
Could you see me in that one?
Yes.
Yeah. The blue is the most expensive. The buttons, the fabric, I like the pockets.
Could you turn around, please, so I can have a look at the back? The nicer style is the blue one. 2 pockets, so that would imply more labour, more cost.
So these shoppers thought the jacket costing the biggest packet is the high street blazer, with the supermarket version costing just £35, their pick for second priciest.
Though it is the cheapest, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a very good style for a young man.
It does look really good though, and to be honest, I would choose that over all the others.
So if these guys thought the budget buy was one of the most expensive, which did they think cost the least?
It's got a sort of a pleat in it, but it doesn't seem to shape it.
No. I'd say that one's the cheapest. This one still feels the thinnest material.
I don't like that one. No, I don't like the other. Nah, yellow's the cheapest.
Getting the vote for the cheapest coat is the designer jacket, costing nearly 300 quid. So, according to our testers, you don't always have to spend the most to get the best.
It's a nice jacket, but I don't think it's worth £300 in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm incredibly surprised. There's not much difference between that and the green, so I think you should save your money and shop somewhere cheaper.
To help the high-end Hursts rein in their unruly shopping habits, I'm back in Manchester. Because if this family is serious about saving, they need to get a grip on their spending.
Now, you guys would love to budget, wouldn't you? How do you think you could do that?
Spend less, perhaps.
Let's just talk then about clothes and shoes.
Okay.
If you think about your spending at the moment, how do you think you compare to the national average?
I'm probably at about average, I would have thought.
Right, OK. Tom, what do you think of yourself?
I would say, yeah, definitely below.
Below, you know you're not. If I tell you the national average, I'm going to bring out my little blocks here.
Okay.
The national average is 4% of income.
Wow.
Knowing that, so each of these blocks represents a percentage. Jen, you are at 19%.
Wow, OK. Definitely not average then.
And you, Tom, are 10%. So, of course, a big part of your money, though, Jen, is the fact you buy the kids' clothes.
Even so, both Jen and Tom are massively overspending. But I think I've found a way to keep them nearer the national average.
I've got a special card for you here. This card you put money on, and then once you've spent that, that is it.
Capping their monthly clothing spend could save the family hundreds of pounds every month.
Wow.
That's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot.
And it could just be the start.
A lot of these prepaid cards come with an app, so you can see the breakdown of your spending. It also updates it in real time.
So Jen and Tom could use a prepaid card to budget all of their non-essential items, like beauty, toys and days out.
Hopefully, this will help you to save money. So that's what I want to talk about next, saving. Do you save anything at the moment?
No.
We always kind of live right to the
top of the ceiling. And I do occasionally lose sleep over it and I just think, we've got nothing like for a rainy day fun.
Yeah, that's what they always say, isn't it? If you lost your job, how long would you be able to survive for? And it would be, immediately would be an issue.
You know, game over.
I personally think it's prudent to save about 20% of your income.
OK.
If you can.
OK.
Think of it like a bill. Have a direct debit into a savings account. And essentially, then you can kind of forget about it.
It's just setting that boundaries for yourself, because I think that's what we've got at the moment, is there's no boundaries.
I need figures, I need the 4%, 20%, and it's like, OK, I can work that out now.
Both used to working to targets and kind of motivated by targets as well, so this is perfect for us.
Fab. My work here is done.
Thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
To help kickstart their savings pot, we've had an idea and sent Jen into town with some of her designer dresses she no longer wears.
That will sell very fast.
Jen's at an agency that sells high-end second-hand clothes.
That's beautiful. We're looking at 70 on the black dress.
Splitting the sale 50-50.
You get 35.
I was surprised, actually, by how much the dresses are still worth.
Oh, that's a gorgeous piece. £74.
OK.
So just on 5 dresses, Jen is set to make £175.
I've got loads of stuff in my wardrobe and in the loft that I need to go through. So, yeah, it looks good.
But it's not just the money-making side that's excited Jen.
This is a really nice dress. It's £25.90 and it's Donna Karen.
Earlier in the week, Jen claimed you couldn't buy a fancy frock frugally.
I literally don't think you can get a dress for £20.
Oh, you can.
I am eating my words, because this is perfect, really. Yeah, I'm impressed.
But when it comes to looking good, it's not just clothes we could be saving a fortune on.
To find out, I've teamed up with Jen to test a tool many of us would struggle to live without.
I'll let you go first.
Hair straighteners.
I'm really excited about this one because I might not have very much hair, but us ladies know it really matters, doesn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't go a day without my straighteners.
And the hair straighteners you have at the moment, what kind of price were they?
They're high-end, so yeah, they're like the top brand because I assume they're the best.
Well, these 4 ceramic straighteners range from a tenner to over a tonne. But in a blind test, which will Jen judge the best?
Here we have 4 lovely models, 4 lovely hairdressers and the straighteners. So let's turn on the straighteners.
Up first is a mid-price straightener with variable heat control by a professional brand.
Did they take long to heat up?
Not at all, they took about 10 seconds.
Now Jen's turn.
So how do they feel?
Yeah, I feel good. Good quality.
Yeah, that's definitely straight.
That's nice and straight.
It feels like you only need to do it once as well.
The next irons have wide plates and are by a well-known brand.
There's a lot of heat coming off them, isn't there? Ooh. Yeah, they're hot. They're a lot hotter than the other ones, aren't they?
I've noticed it pulled a bit of hair out, actually.
Now for the most expensive in today's trial by a high-end brand.
How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels nice, actually. They're not pulling the hair. At the moment, probably first.
Ooh.
I suppose I need to have a look at the final.
Right, let's move on to the final one.
Which is the cheapest in today's trial?
How long did they take to heat?
About 3 to 4 minutes, but they're still quite lukewarm.
Right, let's have a go, Jen.
Actually, they don't feel hot, not really.
No,
you know, usually when you touch straighteners, it's like, ah.
So with all the straighteners tested, Jen's ranked them, with the cheapest ones in last place, and the priciest taking top prize.
How much do you think they cost?
£120.
You're not far off. £139.
Oh, OK. I think that's quite good value for hair straighteners.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, if she thinks they're good value, what will Jen make of the price of her second place straighteners?
You nearly had them on par as joint winners at one point.
Yeah, I did.
At $74.99, they're nearly half the price, but not half the performance.
I'm really surprised because they feel really, really nice.
So, which one would you buy?
The old me would have gone for the most expensive.
But the new you?
Yeah, the new me will go for these.
Excellent.
Now that is what I call a result.
And it turns out, over the course of our swap experiment, there were plenty more. Because take the labels away, and Team Hurst had no idea what they were trying. We gave Tom 3 black T-shirts.
This is probably the closest to the brands that I would normally buy. It feels a bit more luxurious to the touch.
But under £4, it was the cheapest, costing over £20 less than his usual trendy tee.
This is definitely the one out of the 3 that I would choose.
Brand buff Tom also struggled to see a difference in our label-free camo shirt.
There's a couple of shirts in the cupboard that's all locked away that are very, very similar to that, to be fair.
But the price difference is massive, with the entire look over £130 cheaper.
That's definitely something that I would buy. I feel happy, it's a good outfit.
We also swapped Jen's designer suit for a high street one, over £400 lighter on the wallet.
Sleeves are long enough, which is the ultimate test for me. Quite impressed, actually. This would be a swap.
And not only did all of our non-branded beauty buys get the thumbs up...
Actually, that feels really nice.
Yeah, definitely a swap.
With Scarlett's help...
What do you think?
Tom even chose some own brand spectacles.
They look like girls' glasses.
Girls' glasses?
£130 cheaper than his current designer glasses.
I really like these. I'd definitely put them down as a swap.
What a turnaround for Tom and Team Hurst.
It's the end of our experiment. So we're back in Manchester to see how our most challenging family to date has got on with our swaps.
Well, here we are. It's Judgment Day. I wonder if we're going to have made a difference, though, because there were so many areas to work on with them, weren't there? Like their obsession with brands and guilt shopping with the kids.
The whole process has been fantastic because we've done it as a complete family. I mean, any money saving would be great for us.
So, has it worked?
They spend so much, I think it's nearly impossible not to be able to save them some money.
I think we're both really excited to see what the swaps are and what we've been using during the experiment.
It's time to find out.
It's time to find out.
So tell us a bit about how the swaps went.
A bit more challenging, actually, than I thought initially.
So has this process helped you reevaluate the way you view brands and the importance of them?
Definitely. I think their importance now is much lower down. When you spelled out to us how much we spend in certain areas, that was a real eye-opener.
Shall we see what you've actually been using?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
And we're starting with Top End Tom.
We gave you this T-shirt. How did you get on with it?
Great. Good fit.
So great, Tom thought this tee was most like his preferred designer brand.
This is probably the closest to the brands that I would normally buy. Feels a bit more luxurious to the touch.
But actually, it cost £4 from the high street.
You normally spend £25 on a T-shirt. This one, it would save you £21.
Wow.
A lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Buy these tees from now on and Tom could save nearly £170 a year.
Are you on board?
100%.
A swap.
On the saving train, baby. Choo-choo.
And the next stop, Jen's casual clothes.
I couldn't fault the outfit. In fact, it felt better. And then when I put my old clothes back on, I was like, oh, did it feel quite as good?
Oh,
really? So you preferred this outfit?
Yeah, I did.
These are high street jeans. High street, not high street. And this is actually second-hand from an internet auction site.
Wow.
Any idea how much of a saving this outfit brings with it?
£50?
£251.28.
Oh, my word.
So is it a swap?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Used to hate second-hand.
But not anymore, as Jen's also sticking with a charity shop for Scarlett and Charlie's books.
For the £7, the saving is £29.56.
Yeah.
Do this every month instead of buying brand new could save the Hursts around £350 a year.
And it's a great way to give some money to charity.
It's a win-win.
Now, how about Tom's aftershave? They thought we hadn't swapped.
That smells exactly the same.
Doesn't it?
We both thought it was exactly the same one.
Well, it wasn't. This fragrance is £4 from a budget supermarket.
And it's a saving of £36.
It's amazing. I was really hoping it was going to be a swap because it's spot on.
Too right, and annually could save Tom over £140.
Excellent.
Over the moon with that one.
Yeah.
In fact, Jen and Tom agreed to all of our beauty buys, giving them a potential saving of around £1,700 a year.
Swap?
Definitely.
And whilst we're on the subject of top savings,
we noticed a few really expensive suits in your wardrobe.
Yes.
We bought you this one from a high street shop that specialises in suits for taller ladies.
Honestly, the fit was perfect.
if Jen thought the fit was good, wait till she sees the tag.
Wow, it's a lot.
And as Jen buys 2 suits a year, that's over an £800 saving.
Swap?
Definite swap.
It's swap.
And it wasn't just Jen who was impressed by the fit of our swaps.
So looking at your casual gear, Tom, what did you think of the stuff we gave you?
Fantastic. They're very similar to the ones that I buy normally.
But being an unbranded shirt and jeans from a supermarket, the price difference is massive.
And it is £133.45.
Not a bad saving.
You ever bought clothes from a supermarket?
Never.
Would you consider it now?
Yeah.
Swap?
Swap, yeah, really like them.
Excellent.
There was one swap, though, that Tom wasn't so keen on.
I am keen to save the family money, but there is a line, and the trainers are probably slightly over the line.
Well, you can't win them all.
But we haven't done badly, as the Hursts only turned down a handful of swaps.
If your name's not down, you're not coming in, bruv.
Meaning this once fad-obsessed family agreed to stick with over 90% of our substitutes.
I quite like this.
I do as well, actually.
Oh no, she'll battle you for that. She's like, I want my bag.
Tom even liked these own brand optician specs.
These would save you £131.
Wow.
They fit really well, yeah. I like that kind of geek chic, Michael Caine 60s sort of style, so...
Geek chic. You
they're bang
are
on.
priceless in so many ways, honestly.
But before I total up all of the high-end Hurst swaps,
Really good saving.
we want to try one more time to twist Tom's arm on his very expensive accessory.
Now then, Mr. Bling, Alex and I did a little test with you to see whether you'd swap one of your super pricey watches for some cheaper ones we had. You didn't really like any of them, did you?
No, but I did go away that evening and had a look on the internet, found a whole load of watches that I did like that are at those sort of similar price points.
That is such good news, because we left here crying.
What a U-turn! Because if Tom bought a watch costing a few hundred instead of a few thousand next time, he could save his family around £3,500.
This is what it looks like. Look at that.
That would be a really nice family holiday, and that's kind of, you know, what we're all about now, so...
Good, good.
Tot up the watch saving, the money made from their unwanted clobber, and all the other hints, tips and swaps the family liked.
A DIY fancy dress kit.
The kids loved it.
Oh, that's great news.
And Steph's worked out how much the Hurst could bank over 12 months.
Do you want to know how much you could save?
We would love to know.
We would love to know.
Right, OK, go on, Steph.
We think you could save £13,000 a year.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a lot, isn't it?
Oh, we're so proud of you.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you. Well, £13,000 saving is an incredible amount.
And I'm very excited about what the future holds.
Oh, I can't get over that.
I know. I thought they would be our toughest family.
They are unrecognisable from when we first saw them, because they've taken on so much of what we've said, not just brands, but like their whole mindset around budgeting and saving.
They're not like the same family.
I know, I'm buzzing.
So we can go home now.
I know. What time is it anyway?
I don't know, it's just a bangle.
Ow.
Next time,
Hello!
a family in need of some financial know-how.
How many vacuum cleaners do you actually need?
Do you want to buy one?
But can a spending shake-up
What is this?
Are we allowed to keep them? Because I really want to.
teach them all to tighten their belts?
It's literally like going back to the 1950s.